Welcome to today's deep dive. I am your host, and today we are looking at this hard line that usually exists.
Right, the line between the design studio and the actual factory floor. I am your resident expert, by the way, and yeah, that boundary is definitely changing.
Exactly. You have the creative space on one side, and then, you have the heavy iron where things actually get made on the other.
Yeah.
But what happens when prototyping tools start getting fast enough for actual production?
Well, that is exactly what we are exploring today with the Velocity Pattern Plotter Tecnica One.
Which is technically marketed for pre-production, right?
On paper, yes.
Yeah.
But when you look at what it can actually do, it is blurring the lines completely.
Because it is acting as a bridge to high-volume workflows.
Exactly. So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out how this machine stops being just a passive tool.
Just sitting there waiting for a command.
Right, and becomes an active part of the manufacturing process.
And I mean, the first thing we have to talk about is speed, that headline stat.
Yeah, the 50 square yards per hour.
Right. 50 square yards per hour, which is about 42 square meters per hour for our metric listeners.
And that speed changes everything. Usually, speed just means getting a marker done a bit faster so you can check your efficiency. But at 50 square yards an hour, you technically have the capacity to manage small batch production runs directly from the plotter.
You are doing limited drops straight from the machine.
Exactly. It blurs the line between a prototyping tool and a manufacturing engine, basically.
Because you are flowing straight from CAD to the cutting table without a bottleneck.
Right. You are not bottling up the process, but you need the hardware to support that kind of velocity.
Which this absolutely has. We are looking at a 49-inch plottable width.
And it uses high-definition inkjet technology.
Why is the high definition so critical here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a pattern.
Well, if you are trying to squeeze every inch of efficiency out of a marker to save fabric, you need crisp lines. You cannot have fuzzy edges when you are cutting expensive textiles.
Especially when you're moving at that speed.
Exactly.
That makes total sense. And speaking of efficiency, there was something that really stood out to me.
Oh, the ink.
Yeah, the Velocity Pattern Plotter Tecnica. One just uses standard HP number 45 black ink cartridges.
It is so simple, but it is honestly brilliant.
You can just go to Amazon or Target and buy them.
You do not have to order some proprietary canister from overseas and wait 3 weeks while your whole production halts.
Right. Your process does not just completely stop because you ran out of ink.
Exactly. It is all about that plug-and-play philosophy to minimize downtime. If you run out of ink on a Tuesday night, you just fix it yourself. It completely reduces operational friction.
Okay, so the hardware is accessible, but what about the software side?
It comes with the Velocity Control Center software included. And that is key because fashion tech is so fragmented.
Right, you have Gerber Acumark, Optitex, Tucatech.
Everyone is using something different. And this integrates seamlessly with all the major CAD systems.
So no weird file conversions where you pray the size comes out right.
Yep. Nope. It supports PLT, HPGL, and standard formats without altering the pattern scale or dimensions. If you designed it a certain length, it prints exactly that length.
Data integrity is non-negotiable at these speeds. So if we summarize all this,
basically, the Velocity Pattern Plotter Tecnica One combines the ease of a plotter with the capability of a true production machine.
it effectively removes the waiting room from the factory.
Precisely. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question.
Go ahead.
If pre-production tools are now this fast, this precise, and this accessible, are we moving toward a future where massive centralized factories are obsolete?
Wow.
Like, are decentralized microfactories going to become the standard for every fashion brand?
That is definitely something for you to think about the next time you see a limited edition drop. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.